Bekpepenov, Kazakhstan.
So judges from Hungary, Italy, Scotland, Croatia and Malaysia scoring this one. And this contest will see boxers from Ukraine and Romania facing off for a place in the last 16, in the last 8. This is the last 16 stage. So a place at the quarterfinals is the prize that awaits the victor. Referee from Kazakhstan.
Round 1.
So the final bout here in the women's 60-kilogram lightweight tournament of this third session of boxing is between athletes from Ukraine and Romania. The more compact figure wearing red is the Ukrainian representative, Kristina YUSHCHUK. Consecutive national titles, making a seamless transition from the junior to the youth ranks, picking up back-to-back national titles in 2019 and 2020. Her opponent, a far taller athlete, waiting patiently. Loreadana-Andreea MARIN of Romania. So again, the puzzle clear that YUSHCHUK has got to try and figure out that she's put on the end of a right cross there, and that is it epitomized. How does she get inside the longer reach of the boxer in blue without paying a heavy price? Can she employ a double jab? Can she employ good head movement to enjoy the straight shots that are invariably going to be snaked out in her direction? And MARIN looking as though she's finding the range here, but she's put on the end of quick fire lefts from YUSHCHUK. Again, the shorter boxer finding the range with her own left jab, courtesy of quick feet to get her into range. Right hand around the corner was just a little bit long from YUSHCHUK. MARIN looking for that right hand once again, but it was blocked effectively by the left glove of the Ukrainian boxer. But look at the left jab success for YUSHCHUK. The jab so often about timing, but there, that was a long left hand, timed beautifully by the taller boxer MARIN. Roughhouse tactics employed by YUSHCHUK, tossing MARIN to the canvas, pounding her gloves together as she's keen to get back into the mix, back into the fray. Left jab is an effective shot, and that really, MARIN, you suspect, could use that like a trip hammer, just to frustrate the efforts of YUSHCHUK as she tries to get into range. Because when she didn't keep that left hand out in front of her, like she's doing through this portion of the round, MARIN, and then brings a right cross behind it, followed by a left jab. But when she didn't do that, well, it was YUSHCHUK who had success with her own left jab, despite being the shorter of the two boxers. YUSHCHUK through with a straight shot just a few moments ago, followed by a right hand. But look at that for a beautiful corkscrew left hand from MARIN. MARIN content to concede ground and allow YUSHCHUK to get almost inside her jersey. Left hand snaked out right on the bell, a scoring blow from MARIN. So MARIN taking it 10-8 for two of the judges, but a clean sweep of the opening round in favor of the Romanian boxer. Some of the action from the first round. YUSHCHUK had her moments, but when she let her hands go and was concentrated, it was MARIN who was in control.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So into the second round we go then. Two-time national champion of Ukraine, Kristina YUSHCHUK, facing off against the reigning continental gold medalist, MARIN, taking that title in Budva, Montenegro, in the 60kg lightweight division last year. A whole fistful of national titles under her belt as well, including the most recent one, which was contested in 2020. Or YUSHCHUK, as game as they come, but she's put on the end of a cracking right hand and wasn't able to land a reply because MARIN pivoted out of harm's way. But boxing at her own pace here is MARIN. Nice left jab landed by YUSHCHUK, but one suspects she's going to have to sustain the attacks, keep them coming, because if you're trying to get one for one, well, that's the price you have to pay. YUSHCHUK landed a left jab, but she took a left-right while she was trying to get it off, and then a left-right once again, causing her own single shot to miss by some distance. MARIN just giving the air of a boxer who's in complete control here, almost contemptuously dropping her hands, not to disrespect her opponent, but to show her that she is in control. And that can play tricks in the mind of a boxer, particularly if you're built on the tenets of an orthodox left jab, as YUSHCHUK appears to be, despite her comparatively diminutive stature. You can see she's a very correct boxer. But look at the spearing right hands being shot out repeatedly by MARIN. Terrific punch picking. YUSHCHUK remaining committed to her task, but it's MARIN who is in complete control here in the second round. 2 minutes gone, and MARIN doing everything on her own terms. Again, almost making like a mirage, presenting a target that appears to be open, and indeed YUSHCHUK did take advantage there, but it was an exchange of shots. But MARIN will be keen to make like a mirage, present something that appears to be open, but it isn't really there. And while YUSHCHUK is trying to set up, she's just flicking out left jabs that are causing MARIN to be disrupted, and she has to reset and try and come again. MARIN feinting with the feet now. Or the right hand through, which was partially blocked by the left of YUSHCHUK. But YUSHCHUK being presented with a really difficult problem to solve here. Again, MARIN using the boxing ring magnificently. Now up on her toes, floating left and right. Wonderful lateral movement. YUSHCHUK trying with a shot to the body. And there, when she gets into that territory, while her head was pulled down, but surely the more compact figure has got to bustle away with punches in and around the belt line. Second round in the bag, and one suspects it's a clean sweep once again in favor of the reigning European champion. And indeed it is, this time 4 judges, making it a 10-8 round in favor of MARIN. Well, she really settled into her work in that second 3-minute stanza, did MARIN. A terrific display. Despite the commitment being demonstrated by Kristina YUSHCHUK, it wasn't enough to overturn the wonderful ring craft being exhibited. 2 right hands down the pipe, shaking it out before spearing it home.
Seconds out, please. Round 3.
So into the third and final round then, both literally and figuratively. Kristina YUSHCHUK, the boxer wearing red from Ukraine, is facing a tall order here because she has got to overturn a monumental deficit. 4 of the 5 scoring judges made it 10-8. Remember, in AIBA boxing, that suggests it was a clear round. 10-9, used to score a close round, 10-7, total domination. And remember, unlike professional boxing, as MARIN continues to spear out left and right straights, you don't have to put the boxer on the floor for it to be scored in that favor. Right hand brought underneath by MARIN, and you have to admire the competitiveness of YUSHCHUK. But again, given that she's used to winning, the two-time national champion of Ukraine, here on the global stage, this is the biggest tournament of her career. She's looking to acquit herself and show her talents in the best possible light. But it is MARIN who is orchestrating things magnificently here. And again, YUSHCHUK, while she was made to change direction and then put on the end of a stiff left jab that backed her up. Terrific work from MARIN. And YUSHCHUK with a little bit of success of her own, but it is sporadic compared to the consistent punch-picking prowess being demonstrated by MARIN. YUSHCHUK has really got to try and end this contest inside the distance. But again, when you're being fed a left hand like that in repeated fashion, that gives you an idea as to just how difficult a task it is. But YUSHCHUK is remaining committed to it. She lands a left hand, which brings louder exhortations from her corner. Just to the right of our commentary position here, at the Hala Legianov. Good right hand to the body landed by YUSHCHUK, but it was countered immediately, and then a looping left hand as MARIN continues to demonstrate the wide-ranging repertoire that she possesses, landing just about every shot in the book. But the straight left hand, the straight right hand have been profitable indeed. As MARIN, again, almost on cue, spears out the right hand. She shakes it out, locking and loading. Just waiting for the launch now. This time it came behind a left jab. Beautiful corkscrew left hand landed by MARIN, who has demonstrated just about every punch in the book and boxed her way to a superb unanimous points decision victory, which will take her through to the quarterfinal stage against, again, a boxer who is going to be shorter than she, one suspects. It's Bekova who awaits at the quarterfinals. And that promises to be a contest of high skill indeed. But MARIN absolutely superb. Opening her account here, the European champion, with a superb display. And she will storm through to the quarterfinal stage of the women's 60kg lightweight tournament. All we need is confirmation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout by unanimous decision is the boxer from the blue corner, MARIN Loreadana-Andreea, Romania.
Well, there is confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory, and just look at the margins on the scorecard. Complete domination demonstrated by Loreadana-Andreea MARIN, the reigning European champion, in complete control from opening bell to last. And she goes through to the quarterfinal stage with a boxer